Go Getter family. We are live in Atlanta, Georgia, all right, with the legendary, innovative Lou Brown. All right, first off, guys, you guys know that my channel is here to bring you guys the actionable knowledge that you need to get into the real estate investing game, but not by the traditional means, by being a problem solver, having the right information, and by becoming the bank. All right. So make sure you guys hit that like button. And if you feel like we bring you some value tonight, I want you to consider subscribing. But you better subscribe after you see who I've got on the show tonight. I'm super excited, guys. I want to get Lou Brown on here, and we're just going to ask him some questions and have a conversation tonight. That's all. All right. So if you guys have questions, put them in the comments. We'll try to get to them, but it's been a long day. Lou, we're ready for you.
Yeah, baby. Awesome. Hello, my friend.
Lou.
Yeah, baby.
Thank you.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. A lot better now. A lot better now.
Yeah,
Made it
baby.
to Atlanta. So I'm happy. I'm hyped.
Is this where you want me to be?
Yeah, that's
okay.
fine. That's fine.
All right.
So, we're just gonna have a conversation. Just
Conversations are a good thing.
Yeah, just a conversation. So like it's just me and you. I want to ask you real quick, because a lot of people, they think that you have to be a realtor to get into real estate, and they don't know how hard it is to be a realtor when you first start. And I've heard an 85% fail rate. So real quick, what's the difference between being a CAP member and a realtor?
Well, Gene, that's an interesting question, because way back in the day when I got interested and got involved in real estate, one of the things I did was actually take the training to become a real estate agent. So I actually went through the whole thing, and I took the test, and I passed the test, but I put my license on hold. So in other words, I never activated my license, and that was 30 years ago, and I never activated my license. I've never been licensed the entire time as a real estate agent, because one of the things that I learned is that really a real estate agent is a transaction engineer of sorts. They're matching a seller to a buyer, and that's it. They get a commission in between. That's the end of the game.
Right.
And that's not investing.
Right.
That is not investing at all. So sometimes people say real estate agent, no, they don't know anything about what we do many times. They really don't. They just know what they know, right? They can find a seller, they can find a buyer, they match them up, they get a commission. That's the end of it. But for us, I love finding the deal. I love finding the opportunity. And one of the things that we do that's so unique is we find the buyer, and then the buyer helps us find the property, and then we actually become a principal with purchasing that property, and now that buyer moves into that property, and we get paid when they move in the property, and then we get paid every month, cha-ching, 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 and then when they get good enough credit, good enough down payment, we actually get cha-ching. We get the big money. So I call it bits and pieces and hunks and chunks. So we're able to do that, and we're able to do that over and over and over again, because there are so many of these kind of folks that need what we've got. And we love giving them the opportunity to someday end up with home ownership.
Yeah. And I'll say this, Lou Brown is my mentor, right? He's the Godfather. So I have never heard anybody do real estate the way that you do real estate. Like, it's innovative, and you've been doing it this way for a long time. And you said hunks and chunks, bits and pieces, but I just had a commitment for a $50,000 down payment on the lease option. Yes, I got a $2,000 reserve fee. So if he doesn't pay the other 48 when I get back, I still got $2,000, right, for my time. So that's a hunk in the beginning.
That's a big hunk.
Yes.
That almost qualifies as a chunk.
it's definitely close to a chunk. I'm trying to get to your level. That's what I'm trying to do. So
What's been amazing, Gene, is when we came up with this formula and this business model, we found that there were people with very significant down payments. Congratulations on the 50 grand.
Thank you.
We've had 75, 100 grand, 150 grand. People have money, but they can't qualify for a loan at the bank. How cool is that?
Yeah, why don't you think they can qualify, though?
Isn't that crazy? Because the banks have these parameters. They're kind of in a box. They're in a compliance box. And unless the person checks certain boxes, they can't, they're hands off. They can't lend to them.
Right, no matter what.
So guess what? We don't have those boxes. We don't live inside that box. So when someone comes to me and I can verify their income, I can verify that there's going to dependable, predictable monthly income, and they're a good candidate for what we do and how we do it. We love those people and we give them great opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had an aha moment today. Now I got my pad here, some notes, so I'm going to ask some questions, guys, but I had an aha moment today because I've helped people around the country to close deals, using your methods, what you put out in the atmosphere. And one of them was a realtor for EXP in California, and her name's Janelle Eagle Robles. I love Janelle. She's a go-getter, and she solved a problem for somebody in her church, and she didn't know anything about this, but she was a problem solver. Long story short, she acquired the house for $715,000, and she made $240,000 before taxes. But I said all of that to say this: she's an EXP realtor, which EXP is kind of unconventional in and of itself. So my aha moment today was like this. The CAP program, the Street Smart system, is like the new age realtors. We should be realtors around the country. We should be realtors. And then the realtors should come to us to ask questions because we can do so many more things and help so many more people.
Well, Gene, you put your finger right on something that's very unique. I have a lot of real estate agents that come to us and adopt our program. So they've got kind of like the best of both worlds.
Yes.
Because real estate agents first of all, they can spell real estate. So they're already kind of in the game. And there's things to learn. There's always a learning curve with everything. And so they've already got some of that learning curve out of the way. And then we're giving them the opportunity to become investors, not just to match a buyer and a seller together and make a commission in between and nothing more after that. I'm showing them, look, here's the real opportunity. The real opportunity is take the knowledge and the resources that you have as being a real estate agent and now add to that, creating the opportunity for a buyer to come in as your client, and you can actually match the buyer and the seller, but be a principal in between.
Yes.
So one of the things I've said, not insultingly, but to say to real estate agents, really they're making tips.
Really?
It's tips.
That's what it is.
And here we're making, and I often say to real estate agents, look where you are on the closing statement. You're up here, and there's that number. That's your number. Now look down here. That's how much we're making.
Right, on that same statement.
On that same closing statement. We're down here, you're up here. Good that you are here, and we love you, and we appreciate all the services you provide, and look what we're making down here. You can be one of those too.
Yep.
And so that's kind of like one of the aha moments, I think, for a lot of people, because they realize that they could be on the other side. Not just matching buyer and seller, but they can be the investor that's actually receiving that kind of money.
Yes.
So I love real estate agents. The other reason I love real estate agents is because, first of all, they speak the lingo of the other agents, and they've got an open door to have a conversation with them and say, hey, do you have somebody that has less than perfect credit that you haven't been able to put into a home? If you've got somebody like that, yeah, baby, we've got a plan. And here's the opportunity. So we'll take your lead. You can earn up to a full commission. So that's music to an agent's ears. They can earn up to a full commission. And what we're going to do is whatever client you have and however much down payment they have, we're going to use that to help them get into a home. And we're going to pay you a commission for that lead. And you can earn up to a full commission. So that has worked extremely well. And by the way, any of us can do that. Yeah. You don't have to be a licensed agent to talk to another agent and to say to them, hey, do you have anybody that you haven't been able to move into a home? And the answer is, yeah, baby, sure I do. All agents, just about all of them, have people in their phone or in their pile that they haven't been able to help.
Right.
So, and we're monetizing those leads for them. We're monetizing. So, I had a recent one, the agent in the transaction, just because they brought me their buyer. Well, their buyer had $45,000 down, but couldn't qualify at the bank
for a mortgage.
Right. So they bring me that one, and that agent made $6,777 in that transaction. Why? Because I was happy to pay that agent for bringing me that buyer that
Right.
put 45 grand down.
That was a dead lead too. So you're not stepping on the agent's toes. You're helping them turn something into, that was nothing into something. So my question is this, because, we live in the information age. I've got, 286,000 followers on TikTok, and
baby.
And guys, my name is Gene Boykin, founder of the Go Getter family. This is Lou Brown, the Lou Brown, founder of the Street Smart real estate systems and certified affordable housing providers, which I'm happy to say I am one.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Changed everything. So I'm big on TikTok, and TikTok has a lot of youngsters. TikTok has some of everybody. But what I've noticed on TikTok is it's either people that kind of either color outside of the lines already, or they want to color outside of the lines, but they don't know how. So my question is this. You started doing this, a while ago, right?
Oh, a while ago. Over 40 years, Jane, I have been in this business of buying, holding, and selling property. I've learned so much. The fascinating thing is how business used to be versus how it is today. It's so much easier today. Exactly. Holy cow. It's so much easier today than it was when I first got started.
What made you go this direction and kind of go against the grain, I mean, it's a scary thing to do. A lot of people don't want to do it now, even though they know it's the best thing for them to do. So what made you be brave enough?
To become an investor and just be an entrepreneur
and go, this unconventional route. Without you, a lot of people don't get help around the world, including me and my family.
Well, it really came from my childhood. The fact that I was raised by a single mother, immigrant. My mother came over on the Queen Mary as a war bride. She had met her American trooper husband. Everything was going to be fantastic. She gets here. She finds out he's an alcoholic. He's an abuser. She says, I can't deal with this. She's here alone in this country. And then she meets my father, her second mistake.
Second mistake. Yeah.
So then it ended up just being the two of us. And I was raised extremely poor. And I'm talking about an oil burning furnace in the middle of the apartment. I'm talking about brown commercial tile on the floor, metal cabinets in the kitchen. Our dining table was a Samsonite card table with metal chairs. That was a dining table till I was 17 years old.
I remember the metal chairs.
And that was my experience of life. And then she had a friend, and that was Aunt Mabel. I called all her friends aunts and uncles because I didn't have anybody here in this country, right? And so what was the real opportunity is that Aunt Mabel told me something when I was 8 years old that transformed my thinking, transformed my life. She said, now here we were, our life, we are hiding out from the rent man.
Yes.
Rent man's banging on the door. My mother says, shh, don't answer the door. I don't have the money right now. I have the money on payday. I'm going to pay him then. Don't even answer the door. And then we go visit with Aunt Mabel, and Aunt Mabel tells me, we bought the duplex that we live in. I said, bought the duplex? She said, yeah, and the people on the other side are paying enough money in rent to cover the mortgage. And that meant she was living for free.
Yes.
So here we were hiding out from the rent man, and here she is living for free. I sat up and take notice.
Yes.
I said, you heard of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This was rich aunt, poor mom. This was my experience in life, right? And so that was one thing that set me up for paying attention to something that was different, coloring outside the lines. Like my mother was not a financial genius at all, didn't understand money at all. Money was something to be spent. If you didn't have it, you spent it anyway. You got, loan sharks and everything else. So I lived that life. I knew what that looked like. And then here's Aunt Mabel living a different life. And my mother, at 12 years old, my mother tried to buy a house. And so when she tried to buy that house, we went through the whole process and she got turned down. And I was with her. I mean, helping to fill out the papers and the whole bit. I'm 12. We're going to move from these apartments.
Like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
We were going to do this. I mean, this was a model cities program. They were building houses just for this program. It was going to be fantastic. Brick front, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. It was going to be great.
Mhm.
And she got turned down.
Mhm.
So when she got turned down, that was devastating.
Yeah.
It was like, I can't do this. And I said, Mom, don't worry about it. We'll do something else. And she said, nope, I don't want to talk about it. We're never. So
She gave up.
She gave up.
Uh,
It never happened until I was 18 years old. And I bought my first house myself when I was 18. And I invited her to move in as my first tenant.
That's amazing. That's amazing. But why do you think that she gave up?
Well, I think it's that thing in life where when someone gets presented with something that they're trying to color outside the lines, they're trying to go to someplace else,
Mhm.
and they get stopped. They don't want the heartbreak, the heartache
Yes.
of going there again and getting that disappointment again.
Right.
So it's like, never mind, I don't want to do it. So that is true for a lot of people.
Yes.
That's true for a lot of people, that they've just been set back so many times that they just say, I give up. I just give up. I'm just gonna flow through life,
Yeah,
but I'm
tolerate.
not going to force anything. I'm not going to cause anything to happen in my life. And so I love that had there been a program like we have, then I know my mother would have done it.
Right.
I know my mother would have done it. And I said, I have an obligation to offer this, to create this out there in the world, and have folks like you join me in the mission.
Yes.
The mission is to transform lives through affordable housing, to empower families and individuals to enjoy the American dream of home ownership. And so in that mission, and that's who we are, and that's what we do, because all of our licensees adopt that mission.
Yes.
So
yes.
nationwide, we're part of a nationwide network of affordable housing providers, giving everyone the same opportunity in communities all over the country, and really bringing something else that's not there. Like you said,
Yes.
the real estate agents can't offer what we offer, right? So the opportunity is for anybody, anyone who's an entrepreneur that really can see, aha, there's an opportunity for me to do this. Well, how hard is it? It's not hard. Why is it not hard? Because all you have to do is find somebody who maybe has less than perfect credit. They do have some down payment money. They can afford a monthly payment, but the bank don't love them.
Right.
For whatever reason. And then you say, well, now hold on. There's a new day. There's a new way.
Yes.
We have an opportunity here that you might be interested in. Well, we have websites. We have the whole 9 yards that tell the whole story. So it's not hard for people to figure out. And then the paperwork and all the steps in the process is what we train people on. And so once trained, like yourself, once trained, it's a whole new presentation that you can make as a certified affordable housing provider.
Whole new ball game.
I see you even have it on your jacket.
Yeah, I got
baby.
I got the blue one upstairs.
Fold it back. You got it on your shirt too.
Right.
I love it.
That's really one of the main reasons that not one of the main reasons that I brought you on, but one of the main reasons I'm so excited right now, I guess, right? Because I'm bringing, you were gracious enough to come on here and talk to these people after you spent, 10 hours presenting today. So thank you for that. Hit that like button, guys. Go check Lou out. But this system is the opportunity that people that may not have hundreds of thousands of dollars or started out high on the success ladder in life, meaning they had some money, their parents had some money, they had opportunity. For the people that didn't have that but that want more, and what I love about it is truly a system. There's a certification, there's credibility, there's a solution for the buyers that can't become homeowners. There's a solution for the sellers that can't sell their home, don't have equity, don't want to make the repairs. I mean, you name the problem. And the best part about all of it is that we are actually impacting people's lives in a meaningful way. And that gives you purpose, and you kind of make a little money at the same time. So every piece is there. So I've got a gift for you guys too. Well, Lou does. We'll talk about that, but that's why we're on. And I want to give you guys this opportunity, and you can start, even if you're a little nervous, well, you can start for $1. All right. See what you see. But I love the way that it's put together and the credibility that it lends. Can you talk to us, I guess, about that?
Well, here's the thing. When you're interested in investing in real estate, right? Well, one of the things you got to do is find a seller. So why is that seller going to do business with you? Well, it's not hard if you're going to bring cash to the table, right? If you're going to buy the house for cash, who cares? Nobody cares who you are if you're going to buy that house for cash. But we're special.
Yes.
We're unique.
Yes,
we're
we
different.
are.
So my plan, as it always has been since I was 18 years old, is to not go to the bank and not qualify for loans and not pay those huge closing costs.
Mhm.
The seller is the bank. We got it right up there on the wall, right behind your head.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
seller is the bank. So what that means is that in my world, the seller being the bank means that the seller is going to carry back the financing themselves, meaning that they have equity in the property and they can carry back that loan, or B, they've already got an existing loan on the property.
Mhm.
And we can take over that existing loan, those existing payments that already are being made by the seller. We can take over those payments.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so I've been doing that since way back in the early 80s,
Yes.
taking over existing financing. In fact, my first property back in the 70s, which, when I was 18 years old, was taking over the existing financing. And then
Yeah.
my second house was taking over the existing financing.
Mhm.
And then my third was a duplex where I took over the existing financing and I got the seller to carry back financing.
Yes. Oh, can you explain that real quick though? Okay, so because so I haven't even told you yet. I'm meeting somebody from TikTok that I helped stop a foreclosure auction here,
Yes.
and they're getting it under contract tomorrow, subject to about $130,000 in equity to kind of move around with. So
Yes.
so yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. But so can you explain that real quick? Taking over the existing mortgage, and then the seller carries back financing. Say
Well,
that in
one of
English.
those fascinating things that occurred for me is
Mhm.
way back in the day when I bought my first property. Back then, they had a thing called NENQ, non-escalating, non-qualifying loans.
Mhm.
What a great thing. For $45, you could step in and take over someone else's loan.
Mhm.
Literally, wherever. If they had paid 15 years into a 30-year mortgage, you step right in that 15th year and you just kept making those payments and
Yes.
everything was cool
Mhm.
until they passed a new law in 1982 called the Garn-St. Germain Federal Depository Institutions Act of 1982. Ay, ay, ay.
That's a mouthful.
So it was a killer. It was a deal killer. Everybody went, oh no, we're not going to be able to do taking over existing loans anymore.
Mhm.
And I said, well, let me read the law.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, hello. Well, that's where all the secrets are buried, right?
Yes.
Way down deep, there's a thing called exceptions. And we go way down deep in there. What do you find when someone places their own property into their own trust for estate planning purposes? The lender is prohibited
Yes.
from calling the loan due.
Prohibited.
So when I discovered that aha moment,
Mhm.
I said, this is really great. All that has to happen is the seller planning their estate
Mhm.
to get rid of this problem that they have. Now they have the opportunity to place their property into a trust,
Mhm.
and we might come along and buy their beneficial interest in that trust,
Yes.
which is personal property.
Yes.
So we're not buying real
Private.
estate because the real estate is in the trust. What we're buying is that beneficial interest, which is personal property.
Uh-huh.
You can sell your personal property to anybody you want to.
Yes. Yes.
I'll buy that jacket off you.
Right.
That's
How much?
personal property,
Right,
right?
right.
So I can
Between me
take
and
that
you.
and here's your money and I
Mhm.
got it. So that's one of the unique things about something I teach called land trusts. So it converts real estate into personal property
Yeah.
interests. So as a result of that, you can purchase those personal property
Yeah.
interests,
Mhm.
not real estate, personal property interests.
Right.
And guess what comes with it? The real estate
Wow.
and the mortgage that was against it.
Yes.
So what do? You make the payments.
That's all you got to
Now,
do.
Now I'm going to say too that people have to do this with consciousness.
Mhm.
Consciously we do this because I always have to caution that when people learn this wonderful, amazing, incredible technique, that you have to do it with honor and integrity.
Yes.
And the point is that we make the payments. Even if you have to go without making your own house payment, you need to make this payment first.
Yes.
Because it's a gift from God. I consider it to be a gift. And I appreciate it. I respect it. And I want to take care of that seller that gave me that opportunity to make that payment.
Yeah.
So too often people are not saying that, and that really needs to be said. And it's a very important piece of the puzzle, because you will be blessed, your business will be blessed when you take care of those people that were in distress, perhaps when they sold you that property. Now they're allowing you to take over their existing financing on there. What a gift. We don't have that $10,000, $15,000 worth of closing costs alone. We kept that money, we made that money. And then secondly, just merely not having to go to banks and qualifying for loans. So I could buy a house within a few days, as opposed to 30 days when I would have to qualify, or even 60 days or 90 days. We're dealing with a traditional loan that might take for forever. So when I discovered that, Gene, way back in the day, I realized I don't have to go to banks. I don't have to qualify for loans. So fast forward now, over 40 years later, I've never been to the bank. I've never qualified for a loan on a single family or small multifamily property.
Did you guys hear that? Never, never, guys. And he's taught people all around the country, you know, including me. And you guys are seeing the moves I'm making. But you said something today. I mean, you said a lot of things. So I got a lot of notes. But you said that you pay so they don't have to. You know, there are pawns in this designed game. And I always say, like, if you don't know the rules to the game, how can you ever win? It's like you go play soccer, but you don't know the rules, so you're grabbing the ball. So can you, I mean, because we've got to understand that this was designed by smart people that did not have the little people's interests in mind. They had their own interests in mind. So if it's designed by them, who pays for, you know, what they reap?
Only the suckers. Only the suckers pay. And so what are they looking for? They're looking for a group of people that they can control, that basically do pay. They're the ones that are expected. They're the marks, so to speak. And so no, we look at it differently. Because where did I come from? I came from no money. I came from no background, no experience, no hierarchy of family that I could tap into if I needed a few bucks. There wasn't anybody like that. So basically, we were on our own. We were out there like, woo, the car didn't work. Okay, I guess we're walking, we're catching the bus, whatever. We're just kind of having to figure it out, because they didn't have programs back then. They didn't have all of this welfare state that they have today. And so we learned that if it is to be, it is up to me. And that is my motto. That's one of my sayings. If it is to be, it is up to me. And people that will adopt that, people that will accept that, is a real gift, because you're saying, look, I don't care what other people are saying. I know about myself. I know that I can cause behavior. I know that I can cause myself to do something, go outside the lines, be aware, be connected, and be resilient, you know, so that you can say, okay, I don't care if they said that. What about this? What about this? What about this? Not giving up, not being stopped. There's so much opportunity. It is just amazing. And it only gets better, quite frankly.
That's true. I mean, that's
this new economy that we're going into. Oh my gosh, it's like a gift. Well, it is. This is the fifth time. This is the fifth cycle for me so far. This is my fifth real estate cycle.
Experiencing like what's going on now, where it's
experiencing exactly what's been designed. Which I didn't understand back in the day, but I understand it now. It is completely 100% totally designed. It doesn't occur naturally. It occurs because they know exactly what they're doing to manipulate things in such a way that they're going to be able to grab another property grab, another equity grab, another whole group of folks that are going to go bankrupt and be hurt, not through any doings of our own. It's through doings of other folks. So I say, get yourself in a position to be out of the traditional system.
Yes,
Be
God.
out of
The
the traditional
Matrix.
system, because it is the
Yeah,
Matrix. It is
it is.
exactly
It
the
is.
Matrix.
And I mean, because I could see it, with some of the things that you were saying today, and I could tell like this is a fun game for you. I mean, because you know the rules. But with, I mean, the Matrix, guys, it's designed. A lot of you guys are here from TikTok. You've heard the Matrix before. It is a real thing. There
It's
are
a real
rules
thing.
for the elite and the wealthy, and then there's rules for everybody else, and those are the rules that they promote. But
Red pill, blue pill.
yeah,
Choose one.
right. I'm about to give you guys that choice too, but I want to go over a few of your Lewisms real quick, and then I'm gonna let Lou tell you guys what he has for you, and where to find it too. So, real quick, a couple Lewisms today. All right, these are I love.
I'm
these.
loving you got all your ahas on here. This is one thing I do is everybody has to do their aha sheet. So I love it.
For sure.
You got lots of them.
So one of the things you say were watch your words. You're telling yourself, who you are. So if you say, well, I have a bad memory, can you break that down for the viewers?
Yeah. Be very, very careful what you speak, because you're speaking it into existence. So when you tell yourself, I'm bad at something, well, you're telling yourself you're bad at that. So you're actually educating yourself. And what happens is your psyche, your being, adopts that and accepts it. Like, this is true. You said it, so it must be true. And the subconscious runs the show. The subconscious runs the show. So what happens is that in your subconscious, you're actually programming yourself. Yes. What you want to do is reprogram yourself with the right conversation, positive affirmations, positive things that talk about how wonderful, amazing, incredible, unique, special that you are. And as a result of that, and the lives that you can change as a result of who you are, you now become that. Yes. It actually occurs as a result of who you are being, what you are saying, how you are saying it. Then you become that. Now, it's going to feel a little weird for you in the beginning, but then it becomes what you are. And then people start looking at you like, have you changed? And you say, absolutely, I have changed. Yes. Absolutely, I am somebody else than who I used to be. And, oh, by the way, you can be too.
Yep, that's me now. That's me. I'm the walking epitome of what Lou just said. I love it, because we have to become that person first. And when we are becoming something, the needle moves inside first.
Yeah.
So nobody sees that, right? We see it, we feel it, and that needle moves. We change, we evolve, but the people around us still see that old us. So they're like, oh, you're trying to do this, you think you're that, but you're, so it's a little tough. But
Gene, you're 100% correct. And there's so many good things, positive things on the internet, YouTube, etc., that you could just download and program yourself with positive input.
Yes. So one other Lewism was, we are always the cause in the matter. 100% us. So who am I? And then what did I do to cause the behavior that I'm receiving from someone else?
Exactly right. So a mirror of exactly what you're receiving is, who was I being in the matter, is one of my favorite ways of thinking to myself. If something's not working out the way I want it to work out, maybe somebody's coming at me, they're saying something in a certain way, and I'm going, what did I say to cause that? What can I say in the future, or even fix this situation that will never happen again, right? So cause in the matter is a very important thing for everyone to learn, because you are cause in the matter. You are the one that causes a seller to want to do business with you. You are the one that causes a buyer to want to do business with you. You are the one that causes a lender to want to lend to you, right? So we love to work with private money lenders, and we love to give them a good return, good market rate returns on their money. And when we do that, we want them to see that they are making a difference also.
Yes.
So they are cause in the matter. I will tell my lenders, look, because of you, you're helping a deserving family end up with home ownership through our program. So our Path to Home Ownership program is giving a deserving family the opportunity at home ownership that they otherwise would not have.
Yes.
And thank you, Mr. Lender, for
Right.
the opportunity to be of service to you, but also for you to be of service to them.
Right. Yes.
And it's just powerful messaging
Mhm.
because we are different.
Mhm.
We are creating a business that lasts. You know, this is not like one and done
Right.
program.
Flash in
This
the
is
pan.
not flash in the pan, one and
This is
done.
the real
No,
thing, guys.
this is a business model that can literally last not only the rest of your life, but literally for generations to come.
Absolutely.
And that's the vision that I have, that
Mhm.
we're literally up to transforming how housing is done in America.
Yes.
That's what we're up to.
I agree.
And
I'm
and
in.
I'm in, yeah, baby.
Yeah, I'm in 100%.
But it's a movement, and
Mhm.
all of us in here, we're all part of that movement
Mhm.
to truly create something that does not exist.
Right.
Well, it does exist because we've been doing it all across America.
Yeah.
Now we take it to the next level,
Right.
because a bunch of us
Mhm.
means there's a bunch more lives
Yes.
that are changed
Yep.
as a
Yep.
result.
And this is so guys, if you're thinking about being a realtor, okay, 85% of realtors fail, first off. Most realtors don't get paid the first time until it's been a year since they started working at their brokerage. So if you're thinking about being a realtor and you are, from my TikTok, you're 18, you're 17, you're 22, 25, 30, any age, but if you're young and starting out, if you're thinking about being a realtor, I'm telling you that this will change your life, to come to see Lou Brown. So what do we,
baby.
I've put some links in the description too, Lou. So can you tell us what that's about for these people?
So, when we can get deeper into a conversation,
Mhm.
people can actually see themselves doing it.
Mhm.
And so I created a wealth builder workshop, a
Okay.
1-day experience
Mhm.
where basically people could, come kind of put their toe in the water,
Mhm.
say, let me see if the water's all fine.
That's kind of
Let
warm.
me, maybe
Check
I'll
that
go a
out.
little bit deeper, but let me try this out. Let me see if this resonates. Let me see if this makes sense. Because I do believe in resonation. I do believe that something has to resonate with you before you should ever get involved in it.
Absolutely.
Right? If it doesn't resonate, don't do it.
Don't
do it. But listen to yourself, because yourself will tell you whether this is good for me or this is bad for me. Yourself will tell you. So I said, let me create a 1-day where we're giving people an incentive and an opportunity to see themselves from a different point of view. What if you had the right training in order to attract one of these buyers and know what to say and know how to say it to these folks?
Mhm.
And now they're sharing with you that they have X dollars down, 10,000, $50,000, like you just shared.
Mhm.
You got $50,000 down. Gee, can we work with you? Absolutely is the answer. Where do I send
it?
Where do I send the limo?
Right. They're on the way.
So, but definitely there's people like that out there.
Mhm.
Well, first you have to open the door. You have to know what to say, how to say it.
Yeah.
So I created a class around that. We call it the House Monster.
Yes.
And the House
Right.
Monster brings us amazing leads with that kind of down payment money,
Mhm.
and less as well.
Yeah, less
and
as well.
more
I'll take
as
it.
well.
Mhm.
And then the other side of it is people want to learn about trusts.
Yes.
And so I teach them in the afternoon session about trusts.
That's in the Wealth Builder?
That's in there.
Are you serious?
That's in there. That's in the Wealth
I had
Builder
no idea,
workshop.
guys. I got chills today when he was talking about trust. So, I didn't know that was in there. How much is the Wealth Builder?
$1.
A buck? How long? Wait, so how long is it? Is it 1 day, right? You said
Yeah,
1
it's
day.
1 day.
How long is it?
And we start at 10 o'clock in the morning. We go about 6 o'clock at night. And you can become a VIP for another $37. You become a VIP. And we have a bonus session for the VIPs. Plus, the VIPs get a recording of the whole day.
Oh my goodness. So real quick, guys, for the people that are watching right now, and that are part of the Go Getter family, Jerry just put up a post in the academy today. So for the first 5 people that enter that contest, I will pay for your VIP
Yeah,
to the Wealth
baby.
Builder.
Yes.
You have to get this information. I know we've got to have abundance, right?
Yeah.
Abundance. You said it today, right? You teach people in your own market, which is Atlanta. And I wanted to stand up and say, well, I flew from Iowa and I'm meeting somebody tomorrow that is going to be buying a foreclosure, So, and that's from you.
Yeah,
Right?
I teach people right here in my own market how to do exactly what I do because I don't see competition. I
Right.
really
There
don't.
is
And
none.
so people say, oh, don't tell the competition what I'm doing. I'm here for me. I'm here to get my own thing, and I'm not telling anybody else what I'm up to. And I'm going, please tell everybody everything because there's so much opportunity. And every time you do that, more comes.
Yes.
It
Helping others. Yeah.
it's just like a floodgate.
It
So
is.
I say open the floodgates. Be honest, be sharing, be caring, be responsible
Yes.
around what you're doing and how you're doing it because
Absolutely.
there's too many people out there freewheeling
Yep.
and doing crazy nonsense for their own selves, not even thinking about who they're hurting. That's the wrong way to approach this. Look, you want to look at this as a career. You want to look at this as something that's going to pay you and your family and your children and your children's children for decades to come,
will.
for generations to come.
Yeah.
It really is and can. And here's why, because everyone needs a home. That will not change.
Ever.
Technology's going to change, lighting's going to change, other things are going to change. Housing is not going to change. People need a place to live.
Yeah.
About the only thing that's changed in housing in the last 100 years is they brought the bathrooms inside. They brought the bathrooms inside. And they added another bathroom, and it used to be the 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Now it's 3-bedroom, 2 bath. It hasn't changed much. It's the same thing. So my point is that I want to teach people what to do and how to do it to attract those kind of people, give them an opportunity to have a better life than the one they've got, give my entrepreneur friends an opportunity to have a better life than the one they've got.
Yes. Yes.
It's a marriage made in heaven.
Oh, my goodness.
And then to learn how to protect their assets using trusts, to learn how to avoid probate using trust, to learn how.
I got to stop you.
Okay.
I hate to interrupt you. So guys, Lou saved my ass. All right. Excuse my language, but I had to say it. I pretty much I pretty much turned something that could have been about $60,000 loss into a $40,000 no interest loan for 6 months because of Lou and a mistake on my part, right? I forgot a document and the lawyer called me because the website wasn't updated, and most of you guys know this story anyway, but I didn't even call my lawyer. I said, and I call you this, I said, I'm calling the big homie. I'm calling Lou, you know,
baby.
And I hadn't called you since Millionaire Jumpstart or texted you, but I said, Lou, because I don't want to bother you. I was like, Lou, I need you. What's going on? And you suited up. You were ready. And then you asked me if I signed a couple of documents. So I said that to say, you teach it the right way. Absolutely. Yeah. And when you asked me if I had a couple of documents signed, I said yes. You were like, okay, we're fine, but let's do this. And I was like, as soon as you said we were fine, I'm good. I'm good. So that's amazing. If you guys want to learn how to do this and not really have to bend the knee, right? To bend the knee to the institutions, to everybody else that says you have to, this is the way to do it. So also there's another link in the description. This is for the Millionaire Jumpstart. This one's live though, guys. This is going to be in Las Vegas. Now, what my goal is, because I'm here in this room today and I'm in a room full of millionaires, guys.
Yes.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to a guy right here. I haven't even found out his name yet, but he looks at me when Lou's doing the trust stuff and he's like, I just saved about $600,000 in taxes. He owns 30 or 40 properties. Everybody in this room pretty much is a millionaire.
Yeah.
And they started at Millionaire Jumpstart. So my goal is to get people from the ages of 20 to 30 to fill up that room in Las Vegas. So I'm going to be talking to Lou after this because I haven't done an event in a long time either. I want to get you guys to Vegas. 20 to 30 years old. Let's go. But can you tell us about that?
Oh, yeah. So Millionaire Jumpstart is kind of the rest of the story. So when we get started on the one day, there's things that I share there that I don't cover at Millionaire Jumpstart. I take what you learn in the one day and then we expand it in the 3 days. So I can do a lot more when I got 3 days instead of 1 day.
Absolutely.
So it's that plus that's really the way to go. So at Millionaire Jumpstart, I'd go much deeper because I spent time at the Wealth Builder Workshop finding the buyer. Now, when we go to Jumpstart, we're talking about how to buy them houses.
Yeah, find the
seller. How to buy them right, how to buy them cheap, how to buy them and find them in unique ways, which we do some very unique things, as you know, about finding our buyers, or finding our sellers, rather. And so I teach something very unique which is our cost to sell worksheet. So we have an approach and a presentation process that we make with sellers. So credibility,
Yes.
who we are, what we do, how we operate, how we can help, how we're different than a traditional agent, how we can solve your problem when today, not 6 months from now. The market's changing, y'all. This is an opportunity. You got to know the market is changing. And when the market changes, everybody runs in the other direction.
Yeah.
Everything, it just topsy-turvy. Yeah, baby, it's all good.
Right. We're happy.
So what happens is you're actually able to navigate that whole process, but I'm going to be teaching that at the Millionaire Jumpstart and the presentation and the whole thing. I'm also going to be teaching on trusts.
Okay.
And this is where we get into the paperwork.
Yeah.
So Millionaire
that's the good
Jumpstart
stuff,
has
dude.
its
I love it.
own binder, its own materials, and some of my very best stuff is in those materials, and everybody gets that as part of the class.
So I don't know. I think what Lou just said might have went over some viewers' heads. All right. Are you guys with me? If you guys are watching right now, I want you to hit that like button. I want you to put some flames in the comments. All right. But this is it right here. Did you guys just hear what Lou said? The market's changing. Yeah. I know it is. I just saw something yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, day before. Blackstone, the biggest, investment company in the world, has limited the dividends that they're letting their clients withdraw from the REIT.
That's because they ain't got the money.
Right. Yeah, the market's changing. So everybody's like, hey, I want to pull out my money. They're like, nope. Oh, yeah, we're going to change that now, right? And so while everybody's running, the people in this room are like warm, like salivating.
We're running to instead of running from.
Yeah, and I didn't come from money. I would never, I would never now, I guess, either invest in a real estate trust. And they're running. I'm heading towards it. And I don't come from money. I'm building it now, but it's with this knowledge and this information. So just think about that, guys. The rich are running one direction, and we're going to run towards it. And you don't have to be rich. And it's right here in this gem here.
It is. I get excited about this market. We certainly had a great run in this last market because interest rates were so low,
right? And
the values were pushed up because of those interest rates being low. Well, now the interest rates are going up. The values have to come down because a person can only afford what a person can afford. So those variables are always going to change.
Yes.
And the thing that's static, the thing that's common is what the person can afford to pay.
Yes.
So that has to drive the prices down. So you're going to find a lot of sellers very nervous because they saw the run up too. It's not like we saw something they didn't see. They saw it too. And they're going, where's mine? Where's mine? Where's mine? And, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose mine. So they're going to run towards getting the sale done. And this is, like I said, my 5th real estate cycle. So I want people to be aware of the opportunities that exist in a market like this, which are many.
Oh my goodness. You guys don't, when you start getting more knowledge on this, you'll understand what's happening right now. People bought at record high prices, low interest rates. Well, prices are dropping, interest rates are going up. So people are going to be underwater. They're going to owe more than what the house is worth. And people get nervous the traditional way when there isn't equity. I'm underwater. Like you can eat equity. Right. I mean, equity really doesn't even, all right. But I wanted to say this real quick because I've got a few mentors that are on Mount Olympus, in my opinion. And obviously you are one of them for real estate. And I've got another mentor that helped me with the Go Getter family. And he says this. He says that people buy for one reason and one reason only. And it's because they want to.
Yeah.
That's it. So what we've got to do is we've got to create an environment that makes them want to buy.
Oh yeah.
And that makes me think of, the path to home ownership, certified affordable housing provider. That is an environment in which a person will want to sell their home and then also will want to get in the program and give you $50,000 as a down payment to become a homeowner. You have created that environment and it's for everyone, guys. It's for us. That's who it's for. It's for us. Yeah. So that's amazing.
You're right. It's sellers, buyers, and lenders, really.
Yes, yep.
Because it's all very symbiotic. They're all participating in the game. The person needs a place to live. The seller needs to sell their house and can serve someone else in the sale of that house, not just themselves, but someone else. And the lender who has the cash to do the deal absolutely can serve someone else and themselves as well. So they can make money, someone else. So my book is called Doing Good While Doing Well. Doing Good While Doing Well, right?
Yeah.
And we created that book in 2014. I think we're on the 5th or 6th edition of that, and many of my licensees have chapters in that book.
I'll
which I need your chapter
I'll
in
have
there
one
real soon.
Absolutely.
Real soon.
You guys heard it here.
I need that. And so what's so cool is when we go visit with a seller, we actually give them the book. We gift them the book called Doing Good While Doing Well. So the seller's going, wow. So in that book, what does it do? It cements the entire conversation because whatever you said, it's already represented in that book by all of those different authors from all over the country who are certified affordable housing providers.
Right.
They're already doing this locally in their markets and all over the country. So as a result of that, then they have pretty much just paved the road for you and made it so much easier for you to have a conversation with that seller. Well, the seller's helping a deserving family end up with home ownership. They're helping themselves. They're getting rid of their property. They're not listing it. And like I said, going into this new market, the days on market are going to extend out. Sellers are going to become a lot more nervous and they're going to be a lot more flexible about what they will agree to do. So not just the cash price, but the financing as well, that they will agree to do financing, where in the old market, maybe they wouldn't, but in this market, they will.
Absolutely will.
So there we go again, staying out of the banks, staying out of the high cost of the money from the banks. So
it's a blue ocean. It's a blue ocean. And I'll let you go because I know some people are waiting on Lou, guys. They got to go eat. Lou could go all day. I can go all day too, but I can't keep up with him. You guys already think I'm nuts. He's nuts, right? In a good way. But
I'm even more nuts.
I gotta say this because being a realtor is a red ocean, right? Y'all know the red ocean, blue ocean theory. I mean, you live in the blue ocean. You know? It's great over
blue
there.
ocean is a great place to be.
Hands behind your head, feet kicked back, just hanging out. Being a realtor, red ocean. Wholesaler, red ocean. Like everybody's doing it. And what you just said about how you have your licensees give the book to people who they are trying to buy these people's houses from them, right? So we're not investors. Would an investor ever just like, hey, here, this is what we do, right? The typical investor. So we are in a blue ocean, guys. No competition.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I mean, think about it. It's great. I love it.
Here's where it really gets interesting. 70 to 80%, and probably going into the 80% phase right now, cannot qualify for a traditional loan at the bank at low interest rates. So there's this whole blue ocean of humans out there that would love to have a home if they had the opportunity, just the opportunity. And you come along and say, hey, not only can I give you the opportunity, but you can actually help us find the house that's your dream house that will fit
in these
how much you can afford right now, right? So your job is to find out what they can afford, analyze that. We give you the formulas to do that so that you can say, that person can afford a $200,000 home. We're going to buy that house for a lot less than $200,000.
Absolutely.
We're going to sell it to them at $200,000. Why? Because they can afford that. They can afford that number. So it's all about what the customer can afford and then backing into the purchase of a property at less than that and making that spread in between.
Yes.
And not only the cash that you're going to get at the table from that new customer moving in, like your $50,000 person, but in addition to that, the monthly income that's going to come in until they can qualify for a new loan from the bank, whenever that might be. Maybe never. Maybe you become the lender to them for the next 40 years,
which is cool because we're making $800 a month.
Yeah, baby, 800 cash flow.
Yeah,
and maybe they never go to the bank. Many of my people, once they get with us, they stick with us.
That's
They
fine.
never end up going to the bank, and we just get cha-ching, 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 cha-ching every single month. It's like, think about a retirement plan. think about what a retirement plan would look like when you've got all of that cash flow coming in, one on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other, and it just becomes a big cash flow machine. Which you've heard a lot of people in this room having
my goodness.
those cash flow machines already.
Yes, cash flow machines. But you've got to, I mean, you've got to buy in, right? You've got to be able to see outside of the program, right, that they have programmed us for. So
their program, not our program.
Their program, not this program, guys. This is the real program. This is why we say this is the right way to do real estate. I mean, if you can help somebody to own a home that couldn't because of the big banks, say that they can't, and then also help a seller. I mean, guys, you can't beat it. And I want to unpack this just real quick because I know smoke's coming out of your guys' ears right now. But not only do we find the buyers first, right? But also when we have them do the shopping. They do the shopping, set up the parameters, right, of what they can afford, and that do a very thorough job of that because we don't want to set people up for failure. However, what we also do is once they find that house, they're not going to go talk to the seller, guys. They're not talking to the seller. They're just your boots on the ground in essence, right? So they're your boots on the ground. We go talk to the seller. It's set up so you can use the buyer's money to deal with the seller and acquire the property and then cash flow it for, till God knows when. So you're not using your own money. You're not using your own money. And then once you get a little credibility and you get the system down, you get those private lenders. You're helping people that have lost money in the stock market, IRAs, cryptos, which, I mean, they're not even tangible assets. We're talking about houses.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's here. It's here. So, Lou, I appreciate it, man. It was amazing.
This has been fun. Yeah, baby. You are awesome.
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, so we're giving the gift, the 1 day for $1, and we're giving people the opportunity to join us at the Millionaire Jumpstart, $99. So that was the 90% off program that you negotiated with me. Then, Lou, can we do this like 90% off? Okay, whatever, Gene, whatever you say. Okay, I'm in.
I told him I always talk about his book. So he's like, just this one time, guys, I'm going to give you that deal. So I appreciate it. But guys,
yeah, he chiseled me down. He says, but Lou, you got so much to say. We got to get them all there for the whole day. And I said, okay, we'll do that.
$90, guys. You can't beat it. So the links are in the description. If you're a go-getter family, you want to use those descriptions so you get those deals. And Lou, we'll see you January 7th.
Yeah, baby. The January 7th is online. The January 7th is online, and the 27th, 28th, 29th, 27th through 29 is Las Vegas. So this is all about January, y'all.
Okay.
Get y'all past Christmas and all of that distraction. And then January 7th, we're off to the races, man. 2023 is going to be an awesome year.
This is a movement. I'm going to be all over TikTok with this, telling you guys all about this is a movement. Let's become the new realtors, the real realtors. And if you're a realtor, come on along for the ride. Why don't you own a house? Let's own it. Let's do it. All right. So, guys, I appreciate it, Lou.
Yeah, baby.
Like and follow, guys. Good night.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. See you soon.
That was awesome.
Dynamite.
We got
Yeah?
it up here.
Okay, good.
We're going up to this.
Oh, thank you, sir. All right. I'm going to make a visit to the room. All right, quick.